What's up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers. This is my betting breakdown for UFC 256, and I'm very excited for this card. I mean, you really can't ask for a better main and co-main here with Davison Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno, and Tony Ferguson, Charles Oliveira, which could be, in my opinion, could be fight of the year. I mean, it's going to be an absolute war, and just a lot of fun fights scattered throughout the card. Lots of great betting opportunities as well. And in this video, of course, going to go through these fights strictly from a betting perspective, not going to go into much detail, not going to go into much breakdown of it, because I did post a full card breakdown earlier in the week, and I did go over the weigh-ins and stuff on my live stream on Friday. So if you haven't checked that out yet, go check it out. But in this video, we're going to talk strictly betting, leans, my bets, all that good stuff. As always, if you can leave a like on this video, it helps out a ton. Just a small like goes a long way. Subscribe if you have not yet. Again, helps out a ton. Goes a long way. And you're really close to that 9,000 subscriber goal that I've had. Set this out like last month. I think we'll get it. We're about 150 subscribers away. It's going to be cutting it close, but I think we can get it hopefully by January 1st there. So, and as always, my bets are always going to be free. All my content's going to be free. You'll never see me behind a paywall. But if you do want to support me more, if you do want to get my early bets, my betting article, the model you see here, my betting breakdown videos, lots of content. I do have a Patreon. You can sign up with the link below. And yeah, like over 85 people have signed up this month. So my goodness, I can't thank you guys so much for that. I was not expecting that, but man, thank you guys. Almost have like 300 people on the Patreon, 300 people in the Discord community as well. So really growing over there helps out a ton, helps me do this full time, helps me put 120% effort into everything I do. And yes, you get some good content as well. So I mean, go check that out. And with that said, we're going to get starting with the first fight of the night, Chase Hooper versus Peter Barrett. I wouldn't parlay Chase Hooper at minus 330, so he's like minus 400 all through the week, but some money is coming in on Barrett, and I definitely can see why. It's definitely dog or pass at this point. I'm just going to pass here. Some props I do think are interesting, though. I think Hooper by submission is minus 115. That's not a bad look if you're on the Hooper side. Peter Barrett has given up a ton of two submission losses on his record. He gets up a ton of bad spots on the mat. So yeah, I do think he could submit Barrett if it does touch the mat. And Yusuf Salah was almost was able to submit Barrett as well. I think if Hooper gets Barrett in those same positions that's allowed it, I think it'll be over shortly after. So I guess the way I'd look at it is Hooper by sub minus 115, or even Barrett by knockout at plus 1,000. I think that's very interesting. And Hooper did look very tough against Alex Caceres in his last fight, but man, he took a beating. Caceres is not known for his punching power. I think he has like 3 knockouts on his record. One was a cut stoppage, and 2 were like really early in his career. So Barrett has some decent finishing ability. So I think if Barrett can keep this standing, I think that plus 1,000 is a little bit off. I'm not going to take it myself, but that's just something I'd look at if I was to bet on this fight. Next fight is a total pass. I mean, Tisha Torres versus Sam Hughes. Torres minus 570. I mean, that's not even parlayable. We've seen it time and time again. These big favorites, these big women's MMA favorites, Maria Agapova, Macy Barber, all minus 1,000 and better. We have Torres here that's about minus 600. Watching tape on Sam Hughes, I don't think she's awful. I think Torres is going to win, but I feel like it could be a lot closer than that minus 600. I see people taking a shot on Hughes. I don't hate it. I really don't, because this fight could play out very close. Women's MMA, and I'm not betting the Torres at minus 600. Now, minus 175 for the decision prop on Torres is not an awful look. I think if she does win, it's by decision. She has like 1 finish on her record, or even like as a parlay piece, parlaying the Torres-Hughes fight goes to decision. I think that's not a bad look, like if you're doing a Hail Mary parlay. But ultimately, I want nothing to do with this fight. Billy Cornteau versus Gavin Tucker here. I do have a play on Billy Cornteau. I got him at minus 124. I have 1.3 units on it. And I've broken it down all week. I really like Billy Cornteau here. I like his style a lot. I like that he throws a ton of volume, has a ton of pressure, has a lot of cardio. And I do think he's going to break down Gavin Tucker as the fight goes on. Gavin Tucker, there's just like a big elephant in the room. And it is that Rick Glenn fight where he got taken down 4 times, which were Rick Glenn's only 4 takedowns thus far in the UFC. I think Cornteau can get him down. I think on the feet, Cornteau is going to have a nice size and reach advantage as well, which I think is going to help. And just the volume alone, I think is going to be big in this fight. And as we know, Cornteau gets better as the fight goes on. And I don't think many people can withstand that pressure. And I don't know if Tucker can as well. So I'm going to take Cornteau to win probably by decision. I can see the 3rd round finish as well. So Billy Q by decision, plus 190 isn't a bad look. Billy Q by finish, plus 225. Even Billy Q, like in the third round, could be worth a sprinkle, but ultimately I do have that straight bet on Billy Q. So at the price it's at now, at minus 155, I think that's not bad. I'd probably play it all the way up to minus 150 personally. After that, I'd probably pass, but there is other ways you can play this, whether it is the decision prop or the third round prop. I think there's on some books you have like an option of third round or decision. I think that's not a bad look at all. Next, we have Raphael Fizzyev versus Ronaldo Moycano. And yeah, I like this fight a lot. It's going to be a really good one. Hard to really pick a side here for me. So what I did was I played the fight doesn't go to decision at minus 110 or minus 115, and I have 1.1 units on it. And yeah, so this is really interesting. A lot of people think that Fizzyev is some decision guy. Like, you got to look prior to the UFC. He was a finisher. He finished all of his fights prior to the UFC. And his fights so far in the UFC, those finishes haven't came yet, but I do think they will. I mean, watching the guy's legit. The guy has power, and he still has a decent finish rate. We'll take a look at the numbers here. So Fizzyev has a 76% finish rate. Like I said, none of those coming in the UFC yet, but man, this could be a spot here. Moycano kind of on the chinny side, has been knocked out twice. He's been submitted once. And what I like about this play is both guys have never lost by decision. And I think if Moycano is able to get this to the mat, he's going to have a significant advantage, and I think that sub will come. So I think there's paths for both guys to finish this fight. I like that fight doesn't go to decision prop, and I like the under as well. So instead of betting aside, I see a lot of people taking a shot on Moycano as a dog. I actually don't hate that. I think there's value on the dog, but I'm just going to pass on that personally and just play the fight doesn't go to decision line, especially in the small cage. I really do think this fight can finish here. Next, we have Daniel Pineda versus Cub Swanson, and I did throw this play out on my prediction video on, I believe, Wednesday morning, and it was because this line was off, man. I mean, Daniel Pineda to win inside the distance, I got it at plus 140. I do have one unit on that, and the story with Daniel Pineda is that he's a finisher. I mean, he's finished all 27 of his wins. He finished those 2 wins that were no contest, so he should have 29 wins by finish if he did not pop for PEDs. And the thing with Daniel Pineda, go back and watch the tape. Like, this dude is legit now. I mean, he's just somebody that's been improving, and he's 35 years old, and it's crazy to say that I think he's in his prime right now. Like, this is the best we've ever seen Daniel Pineda. And like I said, I went back and watched his 2 fights prior to where he did pop for PEDs, and those did turn into no contest. And coming into the Burns fight, I thought maybe, he might not look as good as he did, not being on the PEDs and all that. But no, he looked fantastic in the Herbert Burns fight. A lot of people like to crap on his cardio. His cardio was just fine. Got the finish on Herbert Burns in the second round after putting on a crazy pace as well. And I like Pineda here. I mean, Cub Swanson, somebody who's been submitted 7 times. He's been knocked out once as well, been finished in 8 out of 11 losses. And Daniel Pineda is a legit black belt on the mat. I think if he does get Swanson down, he's probably going to submit him or pound him out. Daniel Pineda by submission is plus 240. I don't hate that. But ultimately, like, the plus money on the finish is probably the way to go. You're taking a minus 160 favorite and turning that into plus money, because if Pineda wins, I'd be kind of surprised if it was not inside the distance, because it's just not something he's done before. The dude doesn't have decision in his vocabulary. So give me Pineda inside the distance. I really do like that play. I think there's a ton of value on it. And like I said, if he does win against Swanson here, I do think it's inside the distance. Next, we have Cyril Gahn versus Junior Dos Santos, and like I've been saying all week, I've been making a lot fading this chin of JDS. I mean, the dude got knocked out by Curtis Blades standing. That tells you right there that this guy's chin is not where it used to be. And shout out to JDS. I mean, the dude's a legend. People really like this guy. Man, I got a lot of hate last time when they fought Rosenstruck, and I was all over Rosenstruck, and luckily he won because, man, I talked a lot of crap that week. But yeah, I'm going with Gahn here again. This is a fade on JDS, a fade on JDS's chin, and I actually really think that Gahn is legit. I think this is a step up for JDS going from Rosenstruck to Gahn. I really do. I know a lot of people will disagree with that, but I do think Gahn is better than Rosenstruck, and I think he has a lot more upside than Rosenstruck. And I think this is a big step up for Gahn, like a huge step up from Gahn, going from someone in Tanner Boser who we thought had some upside there, but I'm not so sure after that last fight against Andrei Arlovsky. But he is still a step up nonetheless. And the thing about Gahn, like, he has 6 fights on his record, but just watching him, like, he looks legit. I think he has a ton of upside, and I think he's going to win this fight here. This is kind of like a passing of the torch fight, as have the past couple JDS fights have been. They've been the passing of the torch, and I think this is one of them here. So I think Gahn's going to get it done. I do have Gahn in a parlay. I'll talk about the other parlay piece in a little bit, but he is one leg of the parlay, and I like it a lot. Kevin Holland versus Ronaldo Souza, and big pass here. What's interesting is Holland opened up at minus 175, and Souza opened up at plus 135. The line is now like closer to a pick 'em, with Souza being a slight favorite. I'm just going to pass her. I think it should be a 50-50 fight. I think whoever's going to implement their game plan is going to win here, whether it is Holland keeping it on the feet, staying at range, using that 9-inch reach advantage, winning a decision, or even getting a knockout, or Souza getting this to the mat, clinching up, finding a submission. And I'll be honest, I think if Souza gets this down to the mat once, it's going to be over. And I don't know, I mean, it's hard to trust the IQ of Holland, someone that goes out there and, grapples with Gerald Meerschaert, someone that goes out there and gets submitted by Brendan Allen. He's been submitted before earlier in his career as well. So I think if Souza does get this down the mat, Holland is going to be in big, big trouble. And just seeing Holland getting takedown by Darren Stewart and, Stewart having some success on the mat, it's just not a great look against Souza. And I know Souza is 41 years old, but man, I have a bad feeling about this fight, and I'm just staying away. I'm staying far away as possible. If anything, I think the under is a decent look. I can see Holland maybe finding a knockout, but Holland's not like some power puncher. I think people are getting the misconception that he is some kind of power puncher. I don't think he is. I know he's been getting some finishes, but look at who he's been facing, like Charlie Ontiveros, like guys like that, Joaquin Buckley on short notice. Souza is legit. I know he's old, but he's legit there, so definitely passing here. But man, I'm excited for this fight. I see a lot of people confident either way, a lot of bets either way, and I'm just going to sit back and watch this one. Mackenzie Dern versus Joanna Jandiroba. So I've wanted to bet Jandiroba all week. I just did not know how, whether it was to play the fight goes to decision, whether it was to play Jandiroba straight, or whether it was Jandiroba by decision. What I did was I have half a unit, a small play here, a small stab on the Jandiroba by decision, and I'll tell you why. So I think this fight's 50-50. I really do. I think the striking's close. I do give a slight lean to Dern in the striking, but it is very, very close. Both striking is very bad, but ultimately I see this being won and lost on the mat. And yeah, you're going to say like, yeah, Dern's the better grappler. Yeah, she is, but Jandiroba is the much better wrestler, and it's not even close. She averages 4.5 takedowns per 50 minutes. Dern has a 0% takedown defense, and Zern has a 7% takedown accuracy. I think if anybody's getting a takedown, it's going to be Jandiroba. And what I like about Jandiroba, very good top control. She is very heavy on top. She's more position over submission, which is important in this fight because she's not going to submit Mackenzie Dern, and I think she might know that. I hope she knows that. And yeah, we have seen Dern taken down before, controlled. Amanda Ribas was able to take her down twice, control her, stay out of trouble, fight through the submission attempts. I think Jandiroba can do the same here. Of course, there's always that threat of the armbar from guard, a triangle. It's women's MMA, but man, you're giving me plus 250 for Jandiroba to win a decision, and I think that's a 50-50 fight. So the plus 250 indicates that Jandiroba has a 28% chance to win by decision. I think it's more 50% here. So give me Jandiroba to win by decision, and I say the decision prop because, for one, she has 0 knockouts on her record. She has pillow fish. She's not getting a knockout here against Mackenzie Dern, who's never been knocked out. And for 2, she is not submitting Mackenzie Dern. If she does, I don't know. That'll be insane if she submits Mackenzie Dern. If she does, it's like plus 1250, and it's not going to happen. So give me Jandiroba to win by decision there. I really do like that prop at plus 250. Tony Ferguson versus Charles Oliveira. I do have Tony Ferguson here, but I'm not confident enough to bet it. What I do like is the fight doesn't go to decision. Charles Oliveira is known to be that killer, be killed fighter. He does have a 96% finish rate, something crazy like that. He's been finished in 6 of his 7 losses, and he's been finished 3 times by submission, 3 times by KO. And I don't know, I think if Oliveira cannot get the early finish here, I think Ferguson's going to break him. But man, it's hard to really bet a side here. I mean, especially at the line it's at now with Ferguson being at like minus 165. I'm just going to pass here. What I did do was I put in my Hail Mary parlay, the fight doesn't go to decision. I really like that prop of minus 215. I think either fighter is more than capable of finishing this fight, whether it is Oliveira early or whether it is Ferguson late. I think that minus 215 is a nice parlay piece there. And my Hail Mary parlay is posted on Patreon. It's at the bottom of my article. And what I also did was add something new. I added potential parlay pieces that I like, some potential leans there at the bottom of the article as well. So check that out. I know a lot of you guys are signed up, but if not, the link's in the description. But you just post all my bets in there as well. So finally, Davison Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno, and to close out that parlay, I have Figueiredo parlayed with Cyril Gane. I got it earlier in the week. I thought the line on the parlay would get a little bit wider. It kind of stayed the same here. I got it at minus 159, 2 units on it, and just 2 of my most confident picks parlayed into one parlay there. And I like doing these 2-leg parlays. I haven't done them as of late because there's been some really sketchy favorites, but I think this is a solid card to hit those 2-leg parlays, and I think Gane and Figueiredo are 2 really good parlay pieces here. And it's weird. I saw a lot of people on Alex Perez, his last fight, I see nobody on Moreno here, which is weird, but I think that if you did, pick Alex Perez, I think you should probably go with Moreno here because I think Moreno is going to put up a much better account of himself here. I think Moreno is better than Perez even. So I don't know. I think Figueiredo is going to get this done inside the distance. Yeah, I know Moreno's never been knocked out. He's never been submitted officially. It was submitted on the Ultimate Fighter by Pantoja, but he's never fought Deiveson Figueiredo. Deiveson Figueiredo is a different type of fighter. I mean, like, this dude hits like a truck for the 125-pound division. If you guys have not seen the weigh-ins, go check the weigh-ins because Figueiredo looked in the best shape I've ever seen him look ever. And that was a big question mark. Cutting weight 2 times in 1 month, and he definitely passed the eye test because, man, did he look good. And that's something I've been talking about the last couple of videos. Like, he's taken this strength and conditioning stuff very, very serious. He's weighing in on weight. He came in a half a pound lighter. He's taking this stuff very, very serious. He's working on his cardio. And this dude is legit, man. He's legit. If you guys are not sold on Figueiredo yet, I mean, you have to be mine now, man. He's been looking fantastic, and I think he's going to get this done here. I don't see anybody beating Figueiredo for a very long time, honestly. So, like I said, Figueiredo to close out that parlay. So just to recap, I do have Deiveson Figueiredo parlay with Cyril gone at minus 159, 2 units on that. I do have Jandiroba to win by decision plus 250, small stab on that, half a unit on it. I do have Daniel Pineda to win inside the distance plus 140, 1 unit on that. I do have Raphael Fizzyev, Ronaldo Moycano, fight doesn't go to decision, minus 115, 1.1 units on that. I do have Billy Cornteau to win, minus 124, 1.3 units on that. And that's about it. And then I have my Hail Mary as well. And yeah, so hopefully it's a good week. Have been on a roll as of late. Like I said, I want to finish this 2020 strong. That's something I really want to do here. If you guys are going the other way, good luck to you guys. But man, I'm excited for this card. If you have any questions, you know where to hit me up. Twitter, DFS_numbers. Instagram is DFS by the numbers. My DMs are always open. I'm pretty good at replying, but the best way to get in touch with me is going to be on the Discord. I'm really good at replying on there as well. It's just a lot easier to contact people and stuff. So with that said, good luck. If this video helped you out in any way possible, please leave a like, subscribe if you have not yet, and good luck. Let's get it.